Today's story is about a farmer boy who falls in love with a girl whom people are willing to sacrifice everything for just to spend one night with her. Those who get the chance to be with her consider themselves incredibly lucky. One day, this farmer boy brings the girl home with him, and together they do things that will unfold in today's story. The story begins in the year 1850 in a small town named Rockies in California. Here, we are introduced to Angel, a stunningly beautiful girl who is highly sought after in the town. People compete in a lottery system for a chance to spend a night with her. The ones who get selected feel as though they've won a great prize. We first see Angel, who appears helpless and burdened by her circumstances. She recalls the days when she lived with her mother, Nina, and how happy they were back then. One day, her father Alex came to meet her for the first time. But when Alex arrived, he didn't even acknowledge Angel properly. Instead, he asked her to leave the room, and when she left, he coldly told Nina, "You live in my house, but I have never married you, nor will I ever marry you. I told you from the beginning that I didn't want this child. She's illegitimate." Angel overheard everything from outside and was devastated by her father's cruelty. She began crying uncontrollably. Nina came out and comforted her, saying, "It's not your fault, my child. I love you the most in this world." A few days later, Nina received a letter from Alex. In it, he coldly informed her that he had severed all ties with them, sold the house, and would never meet them again. With no other choice, Nina packed their belongings and left the house with Angel. Desperate to survive, Nina went to a jeweler named John to sell her jewelry. But John examined the jewelry and revealed that it was fake and had no value. However, he added, "You are very precious yourself. If you work for me, you can earn money and have a place to live." Nina, being in a helpless situation, reluctantly agreed. John first took advantage of her by getting intimate, and then he made her work for him to earn money. But after some time, Nina fell seriously ill and passed away. Angel was heartbroken and cried a lot after losing her mother, but she too was left powerless in the harsh world. Now the story shifts to the present, where we meet Michael, a hardworking farmer. Michael is a sensible, religious young man who manages his fields on his own. He prays daily at church, and one day, he prays for a life partner, someone who will truly love him and stay by his side forever. That evening, Michael goes to the city to sell his goods. While there, he catches a glimpse of Angel as she steps out for a stroll. He is mesmerized by her beauty and falls for her at first sight. Curious, Michael asks his friend about Angel, and the friend tells him, "Angel lives in a palace in the city. She's the most beautiful and expensive girl here. People line up just for a chance to spend the night with her." Michael feels uneasy hearing this, but resolves to meet her regardless of her background. Later that evening, when Angel's shift ends, a bodyguard working for her boss, Duchess, comes to collect her earnings. Unsatisfied with the amount, the bodyguard rudely accuses Angel of hiding more gold. Angel, furious, lashes out at him. This enrages the bodyguard. He drags her to a bathtub and starts drowning her in the water. At that moment, Duchess intervenes and orders the bodyguard to stop, saying, "If Angel even gets a scratch, the people waiting outside won't spare you. Control your anger and get her ready for the next shift immediately." A short while later, Angel gets dressed again and resumes her work. This time, Michael arrives to meet her. Angel looks at him and asks, "How can I make you happy?" Michael replies, "I didn't come here for that. I just want to talk to you. I'm not like the others. I'm a farmer and I work on my farm." Then Michael proposes marriage to Angel, but Angel laughs after hearing this and says, "This is the 5th proposal of this week. Many people like you come here and talk sweetly to me." Michael's time ends, and Angel throws him out of the room. However, the next day, Michael comes back to meet Angel again, this time paying double the money. He tells her, "I fell in love with you at first sight. I want you to come with me. We will get married and live together forever." Angel does not take his words seriously and replies, "You're wasting both your money and time. Come to me, finish your work, and leave. I can never be yours forever." Once again, Michael's time ends, and the same bodyguard comes to escort him out. Later, Michael's friend tries to talk some sense into him, saying, "Angel isn't right for you." But Michael insists, "I want to try once more." That evening, he goes back to meet Angel again. This time, Michael calmly tries to reason with Angel. He says, "I don't understand why you want to live in this kind of hellish life. Don't you feel anything for me? Is there no feeling in your heart?" Then, Michael lovingly kisses her and asks, "Do you still not feel my love?" Angel replies coldly, "I don't love you, nor do I want to marry you. You're just an ordinary farmer, and nothing else." Michael feels heartbroken and leaves quietly. Now, the story flashes back to Angel's childhood. After her mother's death, the jeweler John took Angel to another city. He planned to sell her, but a girl named Sally, who worked there, pleaded with him, saying, "Take this girl somewhere else. This place isn't right for her." John ignored her plea and took Angel to meet the boss, Duke. When Duke arrived, John said, "Here's the girl. Give me my money." But Duke ordered his men to kill John on the spot. Witnessing this, Angel became terrified, but Duke threatened her, saying, "From now on, you will work for me." Left with no choice, Angel was forced to stay. Over the years, as Angel grew older, Duke put her to work in his trade. By then, Angel had lost all fear and began believing that all men in the world were the same. One day, Alex, her father, visited the place, unaware that Angel was his daughter. When he took her to his room, Angel revealed the truth to him. Realizing that his actions had destroyed his daughter's life, Alex blamed himself and committed suicide. Later, Sally gave Angel some money and helped her escape. But when Duke found out, he became enraged and killed Sally. Meanwhile, Angel boarded a ship to leave the city. While on the ship, she encountered a group of girls who initially seemed friendly. But when Angel arrived in another city, Rockies, those same girls attacked her, stole her money, and left her unconscious. A woman named Duchess found Angel, saved her, and brought her to her palace. Duchess gave Angel a place to stay, but eventually put her to work as well. The story now returns to the present, where Angel's health starts to deteriorate. When her friend asks her about it, she replies, "I've grown weak from thinking about Michael." She confesses that she has decided to leave her current life behind. Angel had saved all her money and kept it with Duchess, so she went to Duchess to ask for her savings. But Duchess coldly refused and told her to leave immediately. Duchess looks at Angel with disdain and says, "What will you do after leaving this place? I'm offering you good food, clothes, and a roof over your head. What will you find outside?" But Angel had already made up her mind. She firmly replies, "Give me my money." Hearing this, Duchess becomes furious and shouts, "I won't give you anything!" Angel, equally angry, starts shouting back at her. Enraged, Duchess calls her bodyguard and commands, "Teach her a lesson!" The bodyguard drags Angel out and beats her brutally. That night, Michael has a vivid dream that something terrible is happening to Angel. Troubled, he rushes to the palace first thing in the morning and finds Angel in a very bad condition. Seeing her like this fills him with rage, and he confronts Duchess, declaring, "I'm taking her away from here right now." Duchess coldly replies, "She owes me a debt. Until it's paid, she cannot leave." Without hesitation, Michael pays Duchess 3 times the amount Angel owed her. He then turns to Angel, kneels, and presents his mother's ring, saying, "Will you marry me?" Overwhelmed, Angel softly says, "Yes." Michael takes Angel back to his farm. Her condition, however, is still very weak due to the beating she endured. Angel looks at Michael and says, "You spent so much money on me." Michael smiles and replies, "Don't worry about the money. All that mattered to me was getting you out of that place." Angel hands him back the ring and says, "Once I recover, I'll repay all your debts, and then I'll leave. I won't become anyone's slave by getting married." Michael chuckles and responds, "Marriage isn't slavery." He gives her some clothes to wear, and Angel asks, "Are these your wife's clothes?" Michael replies, "No, these belong to my sister. She passed away a year ago. Her husband, Paul, used to live here with me, but he's currently in another city." When Angel tries to stand up, she collapses due to her poor health. Michael immediately steps in to care for her. Over the next 3 weeks, Michael looks after Angel until she fully recovers. One night, Michael visits Angel to check on her. She calls him closer and says, "It's time for me to repay my debt to you," implying intimacy. But Michael refuses and says, "I didn't save you because I wanted something in return. What I feel for you in my heart, I want you to feel the same for me. Until then, I won't come close to you." The next morning, as Michael works on the farm, Angel approaches him and says, "I may not be able to manage your wifely duties, but while I'm here, I can help you with your farm work." Michael agrees and starts teaching her various farming tasks, such as gathering eggs, raising chickens, and fishing. Angel begins to enjoy learning these new things, slowly adapting to the peaceful farm life. One night, Michael wakes Angel and says, "Come with me." Angel hesitates and says, "It's almost morning. Where are you taking me at this hour?" Michael takes her to a hilltop and shows her a breathtaking sunrise. He says, "I want to give you a life as colorful as this sunrise." Angel, moved by his words, says, "If you knew even half the truth about my life, you'd hate me." Michael replies, "You didn't choose that life, but now you have the chance to choose the life you want." Angel looks at him and says, "I still don't understand why I'm here. You consider me your wife, but don't come close to me." Michael replies, I was waiting for you to feel the same way about me as I feel about you." Touched by his honesty, Angel kisses him, and the two return home. That night, Michael and Angel share their first intimate moment, deeply cherishing their time together. The next day, Michael's brother-in-law, Paul, returns to the farm after a long trip. Michael is happy to see him and shares the news, saying, "I got married." He then takes Paul to meet Angel. When Paul sees Angel, he immediately recognizes her but doesn't say anything at the time. Later, when Michael leaves, Paul confronts Angel and says, "I know exactly who you are and what kind of work you used to do. Michael is a good man, and he deserves a good wife." Angel calmly responds, "He came to me on his own and accepted me. Knowing everything, you should also accept this." However, Paul disagrees and heads straight to Michael. He starts speaking badly about Angel, calling her a bad girl. Angered, Michael punches Paul, telling him, "If you consider me like a brother, you must consider Angel like a sister too." Paul, realizing his mistake, apologizes to Angel and suggests, "If you want, you can go to the city, start a new business, and live well like before." The scene shifts, and now Michael and Angel are together. Michael says, "Paul is leaving for the city tomorrow, and I just told him everything that happened between us." He then tells Angel, "I want to spend my whole life with you. I want us to have children and be happy together forever." However, Angel can't bear the thought as she cannot become a mother. The narrative moves to reveal Angel's painful past. Once pregnant, Duke had forced her to have an abortion, making it impossible for her to ever become a mother again. One day, as they walk through the road, they come across a family. Elizabeth, the mother, is pregnant, and they don't have a home of their own, planning to move to a new place. Michael and Angel invite them in, offering food and care. The family is deeply grateful. They have an older daughter named Mary, who asks Angel about her life and how she and Michael met. Angel opens up about her past, and they quickly become good friends. As time passes, Elizabeth gives birth to a son, bringing happiness to everyone. Michael and Miriam care for the baby together, and Angel begins to feel that Michael and Miriam would make a great couple. Later, Miriam's father informs everyone that he has bought land from Paul, and now the whole family will live together. One day, while Michael and Angel are working in the field, Angel comments, "Miriam is so sweet, and you two would look great together." Michael, however, reassures her, saying, "I only love you, and no one can come between us." Angel then confesses the truth. "Duke forced a doctor to operate on me so that I could never have children." Michael responds, "No matter what you've been through, I love you, and that will never change. We should never lose hope because anything can happen at any time." But Angel, with sadness in her heart, accepts that she can never be a mother or a good wife to him. Later, as they share dinner, Angel asks, "Take me to the place where we saw the sunrise." Michael agrees, and they go to the spot to watch the sunset. To make the moment memorable, they share a tender, intimate moment. The following morning, Angel writes a letter for Miriam and places Michael's ring inside it. She decides to leave, heading to the city with a man before anyone wakes up. When Miriam finds the letter, it says that Michael and Miriam could make a beautiful couple and live happily forever. She shows the letter to Michael, urging, "You should go and stop her." But Michael replies, "I've done everything I could to make her feel my love. Now it's her life, and the decision to return is hers." Angel arrives in the city and approaches a hotel owner, offering to work as a cook in exchange for a place to stay. The owner agrees, and Angel begins working there. However, that same day, one of Duke's men sees her working at the hotel. Later that night, the hotel catches fire, burning everything to the ground. The next morning, Angel is seen collecting the charred remnants of what was left. As Angel collects the burnt remnants from the hotel, Duke suddenly appears in front of her. Duke, the same man who had captured her in childhood after killing John, is now back in her life. Angel is shocked to see him. Duke coldly asks her to come with him, but Angel firmly replies, "You cannot force me." Duke smirks and reveals, "I was the one who set the hotel on fire last night. If you don't agree to come with me, I'll kill the hotel owner too." Reluctantly, Angel agrees to go with Duke to protect the hotel owner. However, when she reaches his establishment, she sees two young girls being forced to work for him, just like she was in the past. Filled with anger and disgust, Angel confronts him, saying, "You can't handle grown women anymore, so now you bring little girls and torture them?" Enraged, Duke threatens her, saying, "If you go against me or try to escape, I will kill you. Now get ready. I need to take you in front of everyone and show you off." Duke wants to parade Angel on stage as part of his business, but for the first time, Angel prays. She whispers, "God, if you're real, help me. Give me the strength to speak the truth and save these little girls. When Duke drags her to the stage and presents her in front of a crowd, Angel finds her courage. Standing tall, she exposes Duke's crimes, telling everyone how he tortures young girls and sharing her own story of abuse. Duke interrupts her, shouting to the crowd, "She's lying!" He grabs her and drags her off stage into a room intending to kill her. But at the last moment, one of Duke's own men, tired of his cruelty, intervenes. He knocks Duke down and whispers to Angel, "Run." Without wasting a moment, Angel rushes to the room where the two little girls are kept, rescues them, and escapes. As the crowd witnesses the commotion and hears Angel's story, they turn against Duke. Realizing the truth about his monstrous acts, they grow furious. Duke tries to flee, but the mob surrounds him, captures him, and executes him by hanging. The scene shifts to 3 years later. Paul, now in another city, notices a familiar figure. It's Angel. Intrigued, he follows her to a large school. After inquiring inside, he finds her and asks, "What is all this? What are you doing here?" Angel smiles and explains, "This is a school for girls like me, who want to start a new life. Here, they are given education and a chance for a better future." Paul is overjoyed to hear this and then asks about Michael and Mariam. Angel listens intently as Paul says, "Mariam is my wife now, and she's going to be a mother. You thought Michael and Mariam would end up together, but Michael always saw her as a sister. He's still waiting for you." Hearing this, Angel feels a wave of sadness, as she had always wished for Michael to have a noble woman by his side. Paul then pleads with her, "Come back with me. I'll be leaving at 4 p.m. If you want, you can come along." Meanwhile, we see Michael working in his fields. As he looks up, he sees Angel walking toward him. She stops in front of him, and for the first time says, "My real name is Sarah. I've never told anyone until now. I came back to say I love you deeply. Please forgive me for all the pain I caused you. You've endured so much because of me." Michael, with warmth in his eyes, responds, "All those hardships led us to this beautiful moment. Now, we're together." He takes out his mother's ring, which he had kept safe all these years, and gives it to Angel. He smiles and says, "Welcome to my life." Overwhelmed with joy, they embrace and kiss, finally at peace with each other. The story fast-forwards a few years. Michael is fishing by the lake when Angel approaches him, visibly pregnant. Beside her is their little son, running happily. The family is complete, and Angel is now healed in every sense. The story concludes with their serene, happy life together.